Hello everyone and welcome to episode 3. I'm Gabe, and today we'll be continuing on to Route 2, meeting some primal forms, and learning all about Eevee evolutions. But a quick recap, in the last episode, you passed through Route 1 and encountered your first wild Pokémon. In Ordo Outpost, you met the fighting-type head researcher, and she explained the need for access codes to get through restricted gates throughout the region. Due to an emergency to the east, you were unable to battle her for an access code and continued north. This is Route 2. The forest is thinning a bit as the terrain slopes upward. You spot more Pipsqueak, Marsupup, Kitike, and a Pokemon that we designed in a bonus video, Little Glippig. But as you get acclimated to the area, it's easier to spot rarer Pokemon. In a shallow pond, you see 2 familiar Pokemon, though something seems off about them. Let's take a look at a couple primal forms to existing fossil Pokemon. Alright, first up, we've got a primal form for Little Kabuto. When creating primal forms for existing fossil Pokemon, I wanted their first stages to not change too much, so they're going to stick pretty closely to the original designs, and it won't be until we get to the second stage that I'll mix things up a little bit more. So, for Kabuto, he's based on a trilobite, obviously. The only thing I wanted to bring in for sure with this is getting some of those kind of long spikes, because that'll be worked in a little bit more into the second design. The other thing with this is all of the fossil Pokemon, they're not going to have that stupid rock typing. That's the whole point of this region. No more rock type. Some of them, actually very few of them, will just go monotype because of that. But in this case, Kabuto gets the bug type. It should totally have the bug type, so it gets the bug type. But yeah, not too much to say about this little guy. This is Primal Kabuto, this shellfish Pokemon. The more accurate revival process in the Palean region removed the rock impurities and allowed the primal form to regain its bug type. Somehow, after losing the rock typing, their defenses are even stronger. Though small, they have few predators due to their strong shell. And the ability is battle armor. You know, the Pokemon cannot take critical hits from attacks. But yeah, you'll spot little Kabuto just kind of splashing about in a little pond next to another primal form. Let's take a look at our Lileep. Alright, Lileep, again, isn't going to change too much in its first form. The only things I wanted to change to make it look a little bit more like the animal that it's based on is get rid of the kind of bulbous head and make sure that its little tendrily doodads have some kind of frill to them. It's supposed to look like a sea lily, so I don't know. What it normally has, they just don't look good. They look, unfortunately, I won't even say. It's stupid. So yeah, it's gonna get some little spines on thinner tendrils and look better. Oh, another thing with these fossil Pokemon is that when I get to the shinies, it's fun because then I can just give them their original colors for their shinies. So that's a nice, easy thing to do. Again, Lileep, not the most exciting. Its second form will get a little bit more intense. Alright, with that, here is Primal Lileep, the sea lily Pokemon. It disguises itself as a prehistoric sea plant in order to lure in prey. Lileep use their strong legs to anchor themselves to the sea floor, but can dislodge and leap about if another Pokemon sees through their disguise. The ability, Suction Cups, Pokemon not able to be forced out of battle, and it gets to be just grass water. That makes so much more sense. Because, you know, out in the wild, this Pokemon is in the water, and again, not that all Pokemon who live in the water needs to be water type, but it's a sea lily. It's a sea lily, water, grass. Anyway, I'm liking how this turned out. Again, it's going to get cooler as we continue. So you can expect to see more Pokemon that are similar, but certainly distinct from the restored Pokemon that you've seen in other regions. As you continue north, you find that none other than Professor Ginkgo is waiting at the gate to the next city.
Well, well, well. It seems that you have been busy. You have a fine start on your Pokédex, and it seems that you have caught some new Pokémon also. I know a great way for you to show your understanding of these Pokémon. Let's have a quick battle.
Professor Ginkgo releases her starter, and the battle begins. Even though she has a type advantage against your starter, your other new Pokémon are quite the help. With her starter knocked out, she sends out a Pokémon you have not seen before. Alright, time for a new addition! So this is going to start out looking like just a cute little baby rhinoceros, but it will pick up some traits of the woolly rhinoceros and some other prehistoric rhinoceros as it goes. To start off, it's going to be grass type, a tiny little rhinoceros. I had a lot of fun with this one and landed in a pretty adorable spot. The thing that took a while with this one is like landing on the right eye design. I find that with a lot of the previous designs and moving forward as well, I struggle with Pokemon eyes. I just fall back on the classic Pokemon eye, but there's a lot of variety out there, so I need to force myself to use and create different eye designs. And I like this one. Very innocent, kind of baby doll eyes. And the other fun thing with this little monster is the pattern on his nose, which will come into play in his Dex entry and also in the evolution down the line. This is Rynosi, the Shade Pokemon. This Pokemon's skin is very sensitive to harsh sunlight, but it uses vegetation growing on its back to protect itself. Unfortunately, the shade rarely covers Rynosi's nose, and they end up with mild sunburns. Trainers can befriend Rynosi quickly by pouring cool water onto their snouts. Its ability is Chlorophyll. It's got that big old leaf. Makes sense. And that doubles the user's speed during harsh sunlight. So yeah, little Rynosi, pretty adorable. And Professor Ginkgo is trying to use it to beat up your team. It's a surprising challenge, but you managed to defeat little Rynosi. In fact, you did so well that after the battle, it seems that one of your Pokemon is ready to evolve. Yes, tiny little Pipsqueak is evolving. Alright, let's design the middle stage of our regional bug. Usually it is some type of cocoon, some type of casing around our larval Pokemon. Now, there was some low-hanging fruit with this one. Jurassic Park, Mosquito, and Amber. It's perfect. I love it. So the idea is that Pipsqueak has eaten so much honey and sap and is so full and big and round, but in eating so much, they got covered in amber, and it is cured into a hard resin that encases their body. The design is pretty simple. Honestly, the hardest thing was just rendering the amber and figuring out the best way to get that transparency so you can see the body and see how rotund it is. And yeah, kind of balancing those colors and whatnot. This is Stukeeto, the encased Pokemon. Pipsqueak who have had their fill cover their body in hardened tree sap when they evolve into Stukeeto. While it may lack mobility, few Pokemon can get through its protective shell. And with that, it has gained the Rock type. I gotta put some Rock type in there somewhere since all of the other regional forms are losing their Rock type. And the ability remains Sap Sipper, so don't hit it with a Grass type move. But yeah, you now have a little Stukeeto. He's very happy. He kind of waddles around awkwardly. And again, this is a early Route 1 bug type, so it is likely to evolve again very soon.
Wonderful work! You and your new Pokemon are working so well together. I look forward to testing you again in the future. For now, let me step out of your way and welcome you to Siluur City.
Siluur City is a proper city. Centrally located in the Palean region, it seems that most researchers live here. There's quite a bit to do. You spot the main Poke Center that all of the Poke Beacons are attached to, along with a large Poke Shop, with flying drones kind of delivering small goods to researchers around the island. Finally, there is a large research building center, though it seems to have been damaged recently. There's a sign reading Evolution Research Center, and it's currently being reattached as you enter. You are greeted by a friendly researcher playing with an Eevee.
Hello, and welcome to the Evolution Research Center. We're just getting some repairs finished up after a group of trespassing ruffians attacked us yesterday. Anyway, this is where we look into the various evolution methods for our new prehistoric Pokemon. It's also where we get to work with Eevee. I know what you're thinking. The Palean region is supposed to be free of outside Pokemon. But we have to make an exception for Eevee. It seems there is something about the Palean region and its primordial past that allows Eevee to evolve into new types.
Looking around, you see there are quite a few adorable Eevee wandering around the lab, along with the evolutions that you've seen before: Flareon, Jolteon, Vaporeon, Umbreon, Espeon, Leafeon, Glaceon, and Sylveon. There are a number of doors labeled evolution methods, but each are locked shut and display an access code number.
Oh yeah, sorry, the evolution methods are off limits to new researchers. Come back once you have attained some access codes from head researchers. But before you go, feel free to take an Eevee or two with you.
You add an Eevee to your party and leave the building. Now, I want you to go down below into the comments and let me know what unused type you would love to evolve your Eevee into. We will slowly be filling in all of the unused evolutions in this series, so I can't guarantee that your preference will be the next one up, but it is coming, don't worry. Wanting to finally get your hands on an access code, you look to continue your journey. The path east is blocked by a restricted gate with a large 3 on it. To the north, a drawbridge leading out into the bay is currently locked in the upright position. So, you are left with no other choice but to head west to Route 3. But what you find there will have to wait until the next episode. Alright, thank you all so much for watching, and please leave a like if you enjoyed this video. As always, I would love to hear your thoughts on today's episode down in the comments below, especially what evolution type you're looking forward to most. A special shout out to Aaron for helping me as Professor Ginkgo, and Kelly, who plays our Eevee researcher. Kelly actually has a really amazing podcast that you should go check out. It's called Fanimated, where she discusses animation in all its glory. In fact, if you go back a bit, I'm in an episode where we talk about Gravity Falls. Go check out her stuff. It's amazing. With that, I will see you in episode 4.